I want to support my country.
Yes.
I want to support my people.
These are Islamist terrorists backed by Pakistan.
And whether it is grooming gangs or terror supporters, you have Pakistan written all over it.
When I see the idea of India, which is pluralistic, which is inclusive, and there is the idea of Pakistan, which is based on not being something.
And Pakistan has to understand that you cannot continue this game. It's over now.
Huge Indian flag that is on display, put up by the Indian High Commission, almost as if making a statement to say we will continue to voice our opinion against terrorism.
I think time that we come together in one voice, that terrorism needs to stop.
Hello and welcome. This is Out of Britain and I'm Radhika Iyer. I'm coming to you from the Indian Embassy in central London. Every time there is tension in India, every time there is a political crisis, every time there is action between contesting groups, there's always many miles away, London becomes the epicenter of a venue where people share their beliefs, their views, their points of protest. In fact, this is the Indian High Commission. You can see from the first floor, which loosely is called balcony, that there are barbed wires just under the Indian flag. And that's because the Indian High Commission was attacked by protesters. These were protesters who attacked, threw stones at the Indian High Commission building, almost an attack on the freedom of expression, an attack on democracy, an attack on the very fabric of India. Investigation went through. However, India came back even stronger. We see right on top a complete low-angle shot. You can see the huge Indian flag that is on display, put up by the Indian High Commission, almost as if making a statement to say what you like, here is the Indian flag, and we will continue to voice our opinion against terrorism. Several police members, staff members have come here, and I'm showing you scenes from central London. This is Aldwych area, just a stone's throw away from what is loosely called West End, Holborn, London School of Economics, King's College London. All of these venues are just a stone's throw away, a prime location in central London. Normally what happens when protests are organized is on the opposite side, you have usually Pakistan supporters and sometimes even Khalistani supporters who make protests there. But this side is barricaded. And in true Indian style, what happens is the Indian High Commission holding the fort, and then there are diaspora members who will be here shortly, and you'll see images of that. But before the protest is about to begin, with me is Sunil Chopra. Thank you for joining us. Sunil Chopra is the first Indian origin councillor and former mayor and councillor in central London, Zone 1 of London in Southwark. What brings you here? You must have a busy office day.
I know it's quite busy. Even we got election going on today,
Yes.
as you know. But I thought this is more important for me as an Indian man. And I must come and support my country, support my people, and especially the people those been killed without any issues, just for the sake of because they've been Hindu. It's very, very unfortunate. No fault of theirs. So that's the reason I'm here today, to support my country, my people, and myself, because I strongly object what these people are doing, and especially
You object terrorism.
absolutely, and especially the Khalistani brothers, I'll say, because they are the part of the Guru family, and it's very unfortunate they are supporting Pakistani people, where Guru said in those days, please don't trust these people. It's very unfortunate they are standing with them. So that's the reason I'm here today, and I feel very sorry that Guruji, their children, they sacrifice so much for our country to protect Hindus, and these people are supporting them. It's a shame for us, today, and especially shame for those people. They are doing all these things. So it's very, very sad day for us.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to us, Sunil ji. Are you going to be around so I can
Yes, I'll
come
be-
and chat
I'll
with
be
you
here.
in just a bit? There are some early comers here, a very known face and a friend. Introduce yourself to the viewers of NDTV.
Jayu Shah, I'm from Friends of India Society International, UK. I've been like a founding member, 50 years will be next year, our organization.
Yeah.
I'm here to pay my respect, at the same time define to the world that what happened in Kashmir. 26 innocent people were killed, and which is unacceptable. And when you have a state-sponsored terrorism going around the world, and then accusing United Kingdom, which Pakistani defense minister accused UK and America that they've been doing dirty work for 30 years for United States and UK, which is unacceptable. Because as far as I'm concerned, as a British citizen, I respect my government and I respect American government that they are not involved in terrorism. Because if you look at Osama bin Laden, he was founded in Pakistan. When you look at Dawood Ibrahim, he's still in Pakistan. And when you have the non-terrorist side, they are in Pakistan. And Pakistan has to understand that you cannot continue this game. It's over now. And, you can't go and participate in killing of innocent civilians and people.
Can I ask you, what is your personal story and journey? When you read the news as a British citizen of what happened in Pahalgam, which was so unfortunate, 26 innocent lives were lost. What happens here many miles away? I was asking the question, you hold a job here in the government, you are a British local authority, you're a British citizen, but many miles away in India when something happens, what goes through? Is it still the same connection and love that you have for India, or is it more of people are people, whether it happens in India, hurts more, or anywhere else, terrorism as a language should be stopped?
I mean, for me, like I've been a Kenyan born, but my ancestors are from India. And I will always have respect and love for India. But also, like when you look at 7-Eleven in USA, I lost some friends who are bankers. I've seen Mumbai terror attack in Mumbai Taj Hotel. I lost some friends. So to me, it's very emotional because I find it that these terrorists are allowed to operate without any level of arrest, and they should be charged. And especially when the statement from Pakistan Defense Minister and the Pakistan ISI officer in charge, like Army General, they should be brought to international courts and tried for treason.
You have personal stories.
My personal views are, doesn't matter where the terrorism happened, it should be condemned. Doesn't matter whether it happened in India or any part of the world. So we should strongly object to that, strongly condemn that, and the whole community, whole world should stand together.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line is, doesn't matter it happened in here, America, or anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So nobody should support
Nobody
terrorism.
should suffer because of terrorism.
Yes, nobody should even
Nobody should
support
support
terrorism.
terrorism.
Because this is
No
the problem.
terrorism.
Yes. So we condemn terrorism 100%. Any part of the world, and especially when it happened in India, naturally, because we come from that part of the world, we condemn that. It happened in my borough also, in London Bridge, when people were stabbed. So we condemn that. So it doesn't matter if it happened in UK, whether in America, or any part of the world, in France, anywhere in the world. I strongly condemn that terrorism.
Thank you. Thank you both for sharing your views. I'm getting you live images. You can see people are crossing over. There are loads of police personnel who are present here guarding the Indian embassy, as you can see, which is in central London. Huge India flags are being displayed by the Indian High Commission. There are police officers right at the main entrance. There are community liaison officers who are meant to soothe the crowds, calm the crowds. London School of Economics is just there. Just behind me there is the King's College of London. And I'm further going to get you pictures from the other side of the Indian High Commission, which is where a huge presence of police is present. I saw personally 7 to 9 police vans. Each van has at least 22 policemen waiting on standby because they are trying to do a wait and watch sort of an incident where they want to just make sure that in this democracy, such as the United Kingdom, everybody gets to say what they wish to say, to express their views. This is a democracy. It encourages democracy. It encourages dissent. So everybody is allowed to offer protest, to offer their viewpoint, but in a peaceful way, without attacking public property, without insulting the other. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. We've had incidents where the Indian embassy was attacked, and just behind the trees, which probably is a far long shot, there are police vans which are on standby duty just to make sure that things go peacefully and there is no law and order situation. On Out of Britain, we are bringing you images, viewpoints, pictures, as well as just showing you what action has been unfolding in London, so many miles away, since the 22nd of April, when in Pahalgam in Kashmir, 26 innocent lives were lost due to terrorism. When thousands of miles away in India, or in fact, for that matter, anywhere in the world, an incident of terror occurs, the fright, the unfortunate numbness that we feel in our hearts about yet again, or the remarks of how many. As journalists, we often ask, how many? And that is probably a very crude and insensitive way of asking. But unfortunately, after having covered so many incidents of terror, we begin to try and understand the magnitude of the attack, whereas every single incident, however small or big, is to be condemned. And with me are Indian supporters who are standing by India. Each of them here have busy lives, have professions to take care of, have families to take care of, but on a working day in central London, they are here, and every time India calls for support, these are citizens of India who bleed for India, who live very much in Britain, who they're British Indians, but are here to share their support, to express their views. And I'm going to go across to each of you. Firstly, introduce yourself.
My name is Chandrakanta, and I'll introduce myself in Hindi बोले 25 अप्रैल को जो हमने पाकिस्तानी हाई कमीशन के बाहर हमने प्रोटेस्ट किया था, मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया था अपने आप को एज अ इंडियन, ट्रू इंडियन। मैं कोई हिंदू या सिख या किसी और रिलीजन को लेकर नहीं आई थी। मेरा कोई एजेंडा नहीं था वहाँ पे कि मैं किसी रिलीजन को एम करके आई थी कि मैं ये हूँ। मैं हिंदुस्तानी हूँ। मैं जहाँ भी रहूँगी मुझे वो दर्द होगा जब भी कभी किसी हिंदुस्तानी को दर्द दिया जाएगा, चाहे वो इंडिया में हो, बाहर हो, पाकिस्तान में हो, कश्मीर में हो, उससे कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। बट जब से मैंने उस दिन स्टेटमेंट दिया, आपको मैं ये बताने के लिए स्पेशली आज मैं तो आती ही हूँ, हमेशा आती हूँ जब भी ज़रूरत होती है। इंडिया की जहाँ पे भी पुकार होगी मैं हमेशा आऊँगी। मैं लंदन में हूँ, यहाँ पे हूँ, तब आई हूँ, बाहर होंगी तब भी आऊँगी। लेकिन उस दिन से मुझे लगातार हैरेसमेंट, टेरर कॉल्स आ रही हैं, थ्रेट कॉल्स आ रही हैं। मेरे वर्क प्लेस पे मेरे वर्क के लोगों को थ्रेट किया जा रहा है कॉल करके कि अपनी मैडम को समझा दो, बहुत ज़्यादा हवा में उड़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। बट आई एम सॉरी, मैं हवा में नहीं उड़ रही। मैं सच में उन लोगों के साथ में खड़ी हूँ जो मेरे अपने हैं, जिनको दर्द हुआ है। मैं उनके दर्द में भागीदार हूँ। मैं कोई अलग से प्रोटेस्ट करने नहीं आई हूँ। मैं सिर्फ ये कहने आई हूँ कि प्लीज़ अब बहुत हो गया, बंद कर दो। कितने लोगों की जान लोगे? बस बहुत, प्लीज़।
Yeah. Just to give you a background, on the 25th of April, there were protests by Indian diaspora members and supporters of India outside the Pakistan High Commission, where we saw very disturbing visuals. First, the Pakistan High Commission had put up loud music so the Indian side couldn't be heard. Secondly, we saw an official standing on the balcony of the Pakistan High Commission, gesturing as if he were to be slitting the throats of the protesters. With him in his hand was a picture of Indian soldier Abhinandan in his hand, and we have those images we've been airing on NDTV. Manu, tell me your story. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you are from in India, your family in India, and just what your heart is like at the moment.
Radhika, I have sorrow, I have anger. I am from Jammu and Kashmir. I'm a Hindu from the Jammu region. I'm a Dogra. And it's not just the Kashmir Valley. We've been seeing massacres which have selectively targeted Hindus in the Jammu region as well. We've had only yesterday, we've marked the anniversary of the Kulhand massacre, where 26 Hindus were selectively targeted. They were asked to come out of their village homes, stand in segregation, and they were killed in cold blood. We've had the Prankot and Daddikot massacres where Hindus were hacked to death. They were forced to recite Islamic verses. Same pattern as we saw in Pahalgam terror attack. This was by Lashkar-e-Taiba. Pahalgam was by Lashkar-e-Taiba. Dangri in Rajouri, in Jammu's Rajouri district. Again, Aadhaar cards were checked for Hindu identity. Was done by Lashkar-e-Taiba. I've had family members, an uncle who was shot at. He was posted as a doctor in a remote mountain village in the Jammu region. He barely survived. I've had an aunt, a school teacher, who was coming back in a public transport and a bomb went off. This is all Pakistan-backed Islamist terrorism. I come from a village which is on the international border in Jammu region. We've seen cross-border shelling. We've seen bunkers in our schoolyards. We've seen bunkers in our homes. We've seen community bunkers. We've had a village right now, Treva, the Sarpanch Balbir Kaur, an amazing Sikh Sarpanch, who is cleaning these bunkers in Treva, in the near the international border in Jammu district. We've had enough, Radhika. We thought we had turned around a corner, but it seems that Pakistan won't rest. It wants to destabilize this region. Our young people want peace. They want progress. They want the economy to do great, like anybody else would. As somebody who's residing in London, in United Kingdom, a country which has seen 7/7, we saw that was Islamist terrorism. We saw those bombs go off. We saw so many people die here. We don't want Islamist terrorism, be it in Jammu and Kashmir in India, be it in Britain. We want an end to it. This is exactly why people who are working, who have taken time off, who are standing here, not just in solidarity with the victims of Pahalgam terror attack, which were absolutely horrifying visuals that we've all seen, but also to say there has to be an end to Pakistan-backed Islamist terrorism.
No more terrorism. Manu, briefly tell us, what does it feel like at home at the moment in Jammu? Is it just a sense of being immune, a sense of being prepared? What is it like?
People of Jammu are always on tenterhooks, Radhika. As I told you, I come from a border village. I've been checking up on my family, my nephews and nieces. They're all young, school-going, college-going. I've been asking them how they're doing. We come from a farming family. Our crops have just been harvested. We were worried something would happen at the border and we would lose all the hard work, I've been checking on my family. I was supposed to, I will be going to Jammu and Kashmir this summer. I'm always there during the summer vacations, school summer vacations here. I was hoping to travel to Kashmir. I don't know now. I have my parents telling me there is no need to go. And of course, the Jammu region is safer, so just stick to this region. But there is an atmosphere of frustration, of anger, of sorrow. And having said all that, my people, the Dogras of Jammu, are a very brave people. I have a relative who runs a school in the border town of Arnia, who said, and who has a bunker in the schoolyard, who's had shells in his school. And he said, we will only move forward. We are with our country. We are with the government of India. We are with the Indian Army. And we are not leaving. This is our
schools and lessons will go on.
Yes, it will go on as normally as possible. But yes, we appeal to the global community to stand up, to see where the money is coming from, where these terrorists are coming from, where the cross-border narcotics trade is happening from, and take a step against Pakistan.
Thank you. Thanks for that. The spirit of the Dogras, as Manu was explaining to us, the spirit of people living in Jammu and in Kashmir now. What's your name? Why are you here?
Oh, hello, madam. Thank you. My name is Ravi, and I'm here only to support Indian diaspora, Indian community, Indian people, Indian government, and also support for the victim of the Pahalgam, Kashmir.
Okay, thank you. What is your name and why are you here?
Namaste, Darshako. My name is Sushil Lokwal, and I'm a chartered accountant from Bombay as well as chartered accountant here. I practice in Wembley Park. Now, I see last 40 years, the Pakistani army is bleeding the Pakistan as well as us. Pakistani people are good. they have very good relations with everyone. But the Pakistani army is the real culprit. Munir has done it. Now he's hiding, and the Pakistani people and we are both are suffering.
And thanks for bringing that up, because here in London, when we live as a community, we are happy to share a cup of tea with Pakistani friends.
With everybody.
And we are peace-loving people. So now with this tension that's coming up, what does it feel like? Do you have friends in the community? Does anybody want to speak
I
about that?
got people like in the Pakistani politics as well, like, you know, people, the top people from the Pakistani political background who lives in London. I got very good friends, like, you know, I can't believe, like, you know, I can't blame them, because everybody is binding with their hands are like tied up with the army.
And they are victims as well in many cases, because they want progress for Pakistan, but that's obviously derailed because of whatever is
They
happening.
definitely want progress. For
Who are you? Tell me your name.
My name is Hashmita Shah and I live in London. We have lived in London for over 55 years. I actually wasn't born in India. I was born in Kenya. But I'm a big supporter of India. Whenever India has progressed so much. Modi ji has done so much. And I think the next door, Pakistan, they're not happy with what's happening to India, how forward it has come, and they are still left behind. They're still living in 1947.
And you
It's just-
you come here often whenever India.
I come anytime.
She was there on Friday as well. She was there day after as well. She's here today.
On Thursday, we came to pay our tribute to all the people who died in the bombing, and it was just so.
Thank you. These are images coming to you from just outside the Indian embassy. Since the Pahalgam attack, there has been so much of display of support, display of grief in support of the families of the victims who lost their lives. People coming from all walks of lives and sharing their support for India, mentioning, standing by the Indian side or the Indian embassy. The police has clearly outnumbered the protesting Pakistan and Khalistan side. I can see very few people, about 50 or 100 people from Pakistan and Khalistan who are protesting against the Indian embassy. And here are Indian diaspora members, British Indians who have come here to share their support, while you can see a big number of policemen standing guard and making sure that all of these demonstrations which are happening in London, which often becomes the epicenter of demonstrations every time some event breaks out in London, is all peaceful and there is no law and order situation. Radhika Iyer signing off from London for NDTV.